Hello dear viewers, welcome back to the channel. Today we bring you an urgent and very concerning update from Sokoto State in Nigeria. Please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, so you stay updated with all the latest news. Earlier today, shocking reports emerged from Sokoto State. Armed bandits carried out an audacious attack, abducting several prominent Islamic leaders, including Emirs and other respected clerics. This incident has left the entire community in shock, and even the Sultan of Sokoto himself has expressed deep concern over the situation. Sokoto, as many of you know, is a historic state in northwestern Nigeria. It is not only culturally rich, but also serves as the seat of the Sokoto Caliphate, one of the most influential Islamic institutions in the country. The Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, is recognized across Nigeria and beyond as a spiritual leader and a symbol of unity among Muslims. Today's events are particularly distressing because these abductions strike at the heart of the community's leadership. Emirs are not only traditional rulers of the community's leadership. Emirs are not only traditional rulers, but also custodians of peace, guidance, and local governance. Their absence disrupts both the spiritual and social fabric of Sokoto communities. Security agencies have already mobilized, working tirelessly to locate and safely rescue the abducted leaders. Authorities are appealing to the public to stay calm, remain vigilant, and report any suspicious activities. Community leaders are also playing their part, urging calm and offering support to families affected by this tragic event. This is a time for unity, resilience, and cooperation between the government, security forces, and the people of Sokoto. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the challenges faced by communities across Nigeria. Incidents like these remind us of the need for stronger security measures, better community engagement, and proactive strategies to prevent such tragedies. While the situation remains tense, the people of Sokoto are showing incredible resilience. Communities are organizing prayer sessions and peace rallies, coming together to reaffirm their commitment to harmony and justice. Before we continue, if you are finding this coverage useful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support helps us bring you verified news and real-time updates. The Sultan has called on both state and federal authorities to real-time updates. The Sultan has called on both state and federal authorities to take immediate action. His message is clear. Security must be strengthened, and no effort should be spared to bring the perpetrators to justice. He has also called for prayers for the safe return of all abducted leaders and for the protection of every community in Sokoto State. In the coming segments, we will discuss the broader implications of this incident, what it means for Sokoto State and neighboring regions, and how communities can work together to prevent future attacks. As we continue, it's important to understand the gravity of what's happening. Sokoto State has, over the years, been a center of Islamic learning and traditional leadership. The Emirs who were abducted are not just leaders in title, they are pillars of their communities. They provide guidance, resolve conflicts, and are deeply respected by the people. Losing them, even temporarily, creates uncertainty and fear among residents. Security agencies, including the Nigerian police force and the military, have responded swiftly. Roadblocks have been established, patrols intensified, and intelligence teams deployed to track down the kidnappers. The government has assured the public that every resource will be utilized to rescue the abducted leaders safely. Community leaders have also stepped up. Town hall meetings and local discussions are being held to advise people on staying safe and preventing panic. Families of the abducted leaders are being supported with counseling and reassurance, while volunteers work to provide food, water, and security in the affected towns. It is worth noting that incidents like these, though shocking, are part of a larger challenge facing northern Nigeria. Banditry and kidnapping have, though shocking, are part of a larger challenge facing northern Nigeria. banditry and kidnapping have become a major security concern in several states. This has sparked debates among policymakers, traditional leaders, and security experts about how best to address these threats. The Sultan's statement today reinforces the call for unity and collaboration between authorities and citizens to safeguard lives and communities. The emotional impact of these kidnappings cannot be overstated. Parents, children, and community members are anxious, praying and citizens to safeguard lives and communities. The emotional impact of these kidnappings cannot be overstated. Parents, children, and community members are anxious, praying for the safe return of their leaders. Religious leaders across Sokoto have organized prayer sessions asking for divine protection and guidance for both the victims and the security forces. This display of solidarity highlights the resilience of the people of Sokoto even in the face of danger.
Nigeria from the Aso Rock, even Mr. President should be very, very careful because he may likely be kidnapped one day if he's not careful. Yes, because in Nigeria as it is, you know whom Sultan of Sokoto is.
And some said it was a Sultan of Sokoto father that was kidnapped. But we don't know how true it is. But on social media, some are saying it's the Sultan of Sokoto, father. What's your take as regards, government attacking Sayina village in Sokoto, and at the same time today we saw people in Sokoto running for their dear life. Some even drown. They drowned when they were running for their dear life.
Praise be to the Lord God Almighty. God bless you, my beloved. I remember my humble self, one and the only Biafran evangelist. It is very, very good news. Yes, it is a very good news. Because Sultan of Sokoto now, the news is no longer a news to him, it's now telling on him. The news is no longer a story now, it's now be the one to tell the story. That his own village called Sehena or Hayana and Kabonobo. That the thing that is the enemy, that these terrorists, that these hoodlums, that these bandits have captured Sultan of Sokoto village. They have held it ransom to the point that Sultan of Sokoto father, allegedly, as they said, based on the question you threw to me, he said it was allegedly that his father was captured as, being the village head over Session village. Now, my beloved brother, and you can see it if you watch the video now, the clue, you will agree with me. If that kind of thing could happen to somebody like Sultan of Sokoto, who can be you in Sokoto State? In Sokoto State, Sultan of Sokoto is somebody that people respect, even in the diaspora of Nigeria. It's an Islamic clergy. It's somebody that Nigeria hold on a high esteem. And if this kind of a thing could happen to the point of his father being kidnapped, allegedly, being kidnapped, being the head of that village, but he was there and he was kidnapped and they escaped. That means Nigeria is completely finished and it's not safe, to be truthful and to be sincere. That means Sultan of Sokoto may be the next target if they can kidnap his father and go away successfully. So he may be the next target. And if this kind of people, if this set of people, and if this caliber of people, can be facing this kind of things, can suffer this kind of things in the hands of this bandit or this terrorist. So definitely, the whole Nigeria from the Aso Rock, even Mr. President should be very, very careful because he may likely be kidnapped one day if he's not careful. Yes, because in Nigeria as it is, you know whom Sultan of Sokoto is. The way they take Sultan of Sokoto, even in the Islamic world.
But don't forget that as at one time, it was alleged that the bandits were planning to invade Aso Rock when Buhari was in power. But when Buhari heard this news, he was laughing. He said, "This can never be possible."
Yes, Buhari believed that it cannot be possible. Do you know why he says it cannot be possible? Because he was part of the deal. He was the part of the people that brought these men to this country. He was part of the people who financed them. He was the part of the people who sponsored them. He was the part of the people who do what? Who housing them. He was part of the people who gave them roof. Who gave them in fact, the farm, should I use the word, Nigeria to operate as they like. You see why he laughed at that time. And with what has happened now, Abuja is not even safe. You know, the other day I heard, you understand, that there was a series of crises in Abuja regarding to this banditry of a thing. So, Mr. President should be very, very careful. Of course, he has to be very, very careful. If this kind of thing could happen to somebody like a Sultan of Sokoto, do you know who could be the next? And remember, they don't like him. They don't like Mr. President, because they believe that Mr. President have, stepped on their toes. He have dared them, so they themselves may likely dare Mr. President. Do you get what I'm saying? But it is quite unfortunate and so badastrously in such a way that a whole country called Nigeria who have people like Sidiasu Musa as the chief of defense, who have the IG, who have what is it called, Atayin DSS. They allow people like this to be operating freely, operating randomly, operating extravagantly. So I'm moving free, without, fear. They are being favored in the left and the right, front and back, every corner. They are being favored. You understand? And we have people like them. It means that the uniform men in Nigeria are totally failures. It means actually that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu shouldn't spend up to a second in DSS custody. Do you know why? He shouldn't spend up to a second in DSS custody, because this same thing here was what they said that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu started violence when he said everybody, people should rise up and defend themselves. They say he started violence. Please, that which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, which landed him in DSS, is that violence not happening? Has the violence stopped? Simon Ekpan Sidiasu Musa, he says, is the problem. What is happening now? Sultan of Sokoto, what is going on in your village, in your state, in Sokoto, has been the leader of Islam. What is happening in Nigeria? What is going on in Katsina, in Kebbi, in Kwara, in Niger? What is going on in Kaduna, Gombe, Jigawa? What is going on? Because if I begin to mention the southeast now, it's another thing. They say because I come from that side. That is why I don't want to mention only the southeast now. I don't want to mention the. Did you know the number of people that was massacred either yesterday, or day before yesterday at Benue? What about the one in Plateau and Jos? See, for how long, I am asking, for how long shall we continue? Are you hearing me? For how long shall we continue witnessing this? And Sidiasu Musa, you are there, pointing Simon Ekpan as a problem, pointing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as a problem. But the problem is still eating you people up. You don't want to look into the problem and think of what to do to solve it. Then you are pointing evil finger against the wrong man. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu demanded for his hospital treatment. Nigeria is playing game with it. But Tuji Bello and co, and this one that I've kidnapped, was it not the same Sokoto 3-4 days ago that 40 people was kidnapped and took them to the bush? And we have Sultan of Sokoto. In Zamfara State, do you know how many people that was kidnapped? In Borno State, do you know how many people? In fact, we are not talking about that side because so many villages are now in Cameroon. They are no longer in Nigeria. They have run to Cameroon for safety. asylum, unwanted, uninvited, uninvited, unwanted asylum, uninvited asylum. That is what they have run to, just for the safety of their life. And you still have people called Sultan of Sokoto. What are you doing? Now it's playing on your doorstep. Let me see what will be your reaction. Yes, yes, as it starts now happening in your own corridor. Let me see your next move. And let me use this opportunity. It is the high time that Sidious Musa stand up and face what is facing. Easterners, gentle is not the problem of Nigeria. Are you hearing me? At all, gentle is not a problem and it can never be a problem. The problem are the people that Sidious Musa has failed to address. And there's no other people than the Fulanis in Nigeria. Than this bandit, Boko Haram, Iswa, Pakarawa, Mahmuda, and the rest of them. And all these herdsmen too. They are carrying gun to the farm. I don't know when they started to use gun to shoot what is it called? Cow. And that cow still remain alive to move. I don't know when they start to use gun to shoot cow as a means of correction and the cow still remain alive and continue moving. I don't know. I don't know. So, Sidious Musa, you have failed. Yes, you have failed. As a security chief, you have failed. IG, Fagbemi, or what's your name? Yes, you have failed. As Inspector General of Police of Nigeria, yes, you have failed. Mr. Ajayi, the DSS boss, you have failed. As the senior, as the director, as the commander, the general of the Department of State Security Service in Nigeria, you people have failed. Then Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Mr. President, and Senator Akpabio and Shetima, all of you has failed the country. You have failed Nigerians as a government, as security personnel. If under you people's watch, all these things are happening up till now, the only thing you are telling us now is negotiation. You are negotiating with this kind of people. What a shame. What a shame. Then, excuse me, I want to ask a question. What is the concrete fact that after negotiating, that this kind of a thing will not rise up again? What is the fact and the confidence that after negotiating, that this matter will die completely? Take a look at, for example, amnesty. Remember the kind of amnesty that played in Niger Delta. Does it end the militants? Despite the candid of the late Yaradua, does it end the bandits? What is it called? All those militants in Niger Delta. The amnesty that Obasanjo give to Asari Dokubo, by even to the point, instead of giving Asari Dokubo garage in Abuja, yet Tomboro rise up. Of which now they have given Tomboro oil pipe to watch. If Tomboro is like there are other men that are still rising up, who blow the pipeline of River State. My brother, this is not the best option. And if Nigeria believe that this negotiation is the best option, then they have to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and apologize to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Seriously.
Small now, no be say you go carry tally. Small ka ba hankali ba ai dole sai kai gudu nan ba. Ya ne? Ya kai lan iska. Yeah, we climb up.
You cut them after is the point or fact that Israel is backing Trump on this kind of money budgeted by in the House of Congress. I don't understand. For Nigeria, war against insecurity in the northern region, fighting securities in the south, insecurities in the south, Fulani bandits, they're everywhere in Nigeria now, fighting bandits and Fulani herdsmen in the southeast. I don't understand. Israel support Trump. And I want to tell you that Samoneba has confirmed it. Not only that we read on social media or on the front page of newspaper, but we've actually gotten the intel that Samoneba has known about this. Even Ekpa has aired it.
himself. Chibi they say, Epa de jail, Epa no get free moment, na lie. Epa said it. And it's a welcome idea because it's like America intelligence and Mossad, Israeli intelligence, agency, they are going to collude together, form a very formidable force to tackle Fulani bandits, killer headers, ISIS, and ISWAP. In the northern region, in the mid-belt, I mean, the headers that have been killing incessantly in Benue State. Of course, recently you've heard how over 400 Benue indigents were slaughtered by Fulani terrorists, set ablaze their dead bodies. It did not end there. They begin to touch their buildings. Touching, I mean, is setting it ablaze. TORCH. They touched down the whole thatch house, all the buildings in Benue State. It was a very, very serious case. That's why you see Trump administration that has come up with this kind of policy on the continent of Africa to at least collude with the military, especially in Nigeria, to fight ISIS, Al-Qaeda, striking north. Northern region of this country is a home for ISWAP, Islamic West African Province. Yes, Islamic State of West African Province, ISWAP. They have actually made northeastern Nigeria, where Boko Haram was having their stronghold before. Now their home is a home of ISWAP. Don't you know that Mahmuda and Saru have actually captured Kwara? Kwara is a Yoruba axis that borders the north. And their leader was just arrested last month. Have you heard anything about Mahmuda leader that was, wanted by the United States and United Nations? Have you heard about the Ansaru? Ansaru, that was a branch of Al-Shabaab. That's Ibrahim Bandu, the name of the other man now, apprehended by Nigerian soldiers. Yes. They pitched their cells, their tents in Kwara State. And they operate freely because the war against insecurity in Nigeria, the military and the police are being discriminative. The way they are fighting in the north is not the way they are fighting insecurity in the southeastern Nigeria. In Central State, formerly Igbo land, if anybody had any issue that warrants military invitation, the approach given by the military to case that concern insecurity cases concerning Igbo land is quite different from the kind of attention Nigerian soldiers pay to the insecurity challenges in the north. What I mean here is that they are being selective. They kill men, Igbo youths. They set their fathers, their kinsmen houses ablaze. My brother, it is uncalled for. Do you know what? Well, the reason why I'm not happy analyzing this issue of United States approving such staggering fund for Nigeria to use to combat insecurity in the north is that if you allow these people, they will use that kind of money, vote out that kind of money, purchase arms, and start fighting the youths in Igbo land. Because that is what they are procuring that money now for. To go after IPOP, people that are fighting for emergence of Biafra. This is what they are after. That's why they are so strict, so tacit, working hard. I don't know what to understand. Because they have Igbo man in mind. Igbo man, yes, because of Biafra. They don't want Biafra to spring up. That's why I'm frowning my face that if Trump could support such staggering amount, he should send agencies that will come to Nigeria and investigate the war against insecurity in the north to make sure that they face the north, not Igbo land. Igbo land were not terrorists. Nnamdi Kanu is not terrorist.
But as if Fulani
Samarepa is not terrorist.
bandits,
Fulani bandits in Igbo land were taking care of that.
X-Men.
Oga, if soldiers want to do their work, they will do their work. But we know that these people, these soldiers, the officers themselves, they are grieved over Igbo man trying to spring out of this contraption that is bent on annihilating her citizens, and all the components of Nigerian people are subjected to this incessant economic excruciation that has started many years ago. Now it is growing big and bigger and bigger and bigger. When somebody that said, I control Lagos, I made Lagos the biggest economy in the world, why didn't you go and defend it in Cheltenham House in England? They allow you to talk, you did not talk. He said, Joe, talk calm. That's why the man is clueless. You see what Yoruba Cultural Group has come out to say today on social media. They say that Yorubas should not repeat their mistakes of 2023. That Tinubu has no competence. Clue to pilot the affairs of Nigerian political leadership. Meaning that he has absolutely abandoned this region, abandoned Southeast, abandoned everywhere. Nobody is receiving dividend of democracy here. Rather, what we receive here is ethnic bigotry. Babanla, Babanla, Baba Biga Abada, Baba Ghana must go, Baba Jagaba, Omo Bullion Van, Fat, Bullion Van, big money. Listen, is for the key stakeholders, key what actors in this administration, meaning all the cabals, all the supporters of his campaign, people that rallied round with him and made sure that illegitimately he hijacked Obi mandates. Those are the people that are beneficiaries of this kind of democracy we find ourselves. A democracy that is bent on nepotism, tribalism, ethnicity, ethnocentrism. That is the kind of people that are benefiting